Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, here another review, this time for Alien Earth Season 1. I figured it was about time I watched this since I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise. So I figured it's about time I watched this just to check it out. And I've been hearing divisive things about it, like hardcore Alien fans seem split on the show, but most of the casual audience seems to be enjoying it. As far as I go from 1 to 5 stars with this show, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I liked it. I liked this first season. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was great. I did think it was good. I liked it. You got this character or whatever, who is this little girl who's sick, and this rich billionaire dude who works for a company, or runs a company, I guess, called Prodigy or whatever, figures out a way to like transfer children's minds into synthetic bodies, so basically make them like hybrids. And then you got like Timothy Olyphant in here, who also plays like a synthetic, who's like kind of an older synthetic, who's like helping like teach the other ones or whatever about to do things and all that, and to make them more mature and everything. I would say the show like has like some logic flaws, like the whole thing of them like keeping these kids here at this compound or whatever, and like basically have made them like immortal now, or at least where they don't age, they can still be killed. But like, what is the ultimate goal with this? I guess the ultimate goal is to eventually advance the technology far enough to where they can transfer adults into the bodies, into synthetic bodies, basically. That way they can make, like, you know, millions and billions of dollars off of this or whatever from using it on rich people. But like the way they use the kids or whatever in the synthetic bodies, like they even send them out on a mission after this like spaceship crashes on Earth or whatever into this big city, and they send them there to like investigate it or whatever. It's like kind of like a field thing, putting them out in the field. There's really no reason why to do this. It doesn't really make much sense, but I do think it's cool, and I enjoy seeing like the way the futuristic city looks and everything on Earth. Just some good special effects here. They look good. The CGI for the alien, though, at times is a little off, and when it is like a person in a suit, it is kind of noticeable at times, but from the majority of the time I do think the alien looks good. And pretty much the premise is the ship that crash lands has like all these different types of alien creatures on it that are all deadly in different ways, including this little eyeball that can like take over, like wants to find a host or whatever, so it can take out the person's eye or creature's eye or whatever, and replace it with its own. It's like a little alien eye that needs a host to live. And by the final episode, it actually does get into a human body. The guy who runs the corporation or whatever, he's very childlike, and to the point where he almost, even though he's like supposed to be like super intelligent, he almost seems stupid. Like he doesn't seem to get that he can't control these things, these children in these AI extra strength bodies or whatever. He can't control them, and eventually they're obviously going to rise up on him. And he doesn't seem to have much security going on here on this private island that he's got. The xenomorph that they end up capturing or whatever, well, it actually ends up being killed or whatever by the main synthetic girl, whose character's name is Wendy, after Peter Pan. There's a lot of Peter Pan in this show, maybe a bit too much. Well, actually, it is too much. And she has a brother that we meet later on in the series that she wants to kind of like get back in touch with, that she loves or whatever. And I've heard some people, some fans complain about this, how she can actually learns to like speak to the xenomorphs in their language, like she can hone into the frequency and talk to them. So basically she like can domesticate them and communicate with them and talk to them. Some fans are angry about this. I don't really mind it, really. It doesn't really bother me, only because of the fact that the xenomorphs obviously have to have a way to communicate, and if you could like go to their communication language or whatever, be able to communicate with them, you could truthfully not, you might be tongue-tied, maybe not even control them, but you could like make deals with them or pacts with them or anything like that, to the point where you could kind of manipulate them or whatever. And that's pretty much what she does. She pretty much uses the xenomorph eventually like overtake the compound and take everybody out. So her and her brother can like try to escape, but they get captured again. And then the end of the show pretty much ends on a cliffhanger with her having like captured everybody or whatever. The main characters they want to bring into season 2, which just got announced, and they're all locked up in this cage. And she's got like the xenomorph outside on standby where she can communicate with it and basically control it. Something like this did happen in one of the comics, where a female android or whatever, or synth, was able to like control the xenomorphs through pretty much the exact same way, I think. And she like commanded them against the humans and everything. The eyeball once again gets inside this dead dude's body at the end, where this one of the synthetics or whatever, his mom was like threatened by this other dude who's from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. He's working for Ms. Yutani, and his mom gets threatened by him, one of the synthetics does, and so he tries to like smuggle out an alien inside this dude's chest, where he pretty much sets him up so he can be impregnated by it, and he tries to take him out or whatever. and the alien bursts out of him and takes off, but the dude's body's left on the beach, and that's where this little alien eye thing that if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of the most dangerous animals or whatever, extraterrestrials, is because it's actually super intelligent, and he gets in like the dude's body at the end of the episode, of the final episode, and so it leaves it to where, yeah, it can come back in the next episode, and it'll give the actor a little more something to do, who played the technician dude that got killed, because he can, you know, act as the eye or whatever, and he might be able to actually communicate as the eye, you know, or the eye might be able to communicate, you know, through him or whatever, and we'll get to see, you know, the actor like stretching his stuff. But yeah, Timothy Olyphant does a good job. He's pretty good here in this show. I liked him, although it's not really clear what his motivation is at sometimes. Like, he actually helps the dude, like one of the synthetic boy, like get off the island or try to get off the island with the dude's body who's been impregnated by the alien, like tries to help him like escape and like take it to the rival company. That doesn't really make sense. I guess maybe the purpose of it is so it can actually hatch the alien out, so that maybe they can actually just have a fresh one to study or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. Maybe that's something for season 2 to like go into, or maybe he wants to actually betray his master or whatever, the dude who runs the corporation. We don't know. It hasn't become clear yet. The other dude who works for the rival company, Weyland-Yutani, he's a cyborg. He's not 100% machine. He's like a human who's been upgraded. So basically, I guess he gets to live forever, but he's also still part human. He's a good actor. He does a good job in this show as like this kind of asshole militant cyborg who's militant for the company that he works for and just wants to do whatever to preserve them and whatever they want to do. Overall, I like this show. I didn't love it. It does have some weaknesses. Some of the other characters, like the other characters who are like transferred into synthetic bodies, used to be children. They don't get as much to do, and when they kind of act like kids or whatever in their like obviously older looking synthetic bodies, it is a little silly, a little much at times. But for the most part, they do a good job. But their characters are underdeveloped. The other like synthetic beings or whatever who used to be like human children, their characters are undeveloped, and all the development goes to like the main female, the Wendy character, who's the star of the show. And it ends with like the childlike synthetics like taking over the island or whatever, and her like controlling the xenomorphs now, with like the main characters, including the guy who runs the Prodigy business or whatever, like locked up at the end. I will say I'm not sure how you're going to do a season 2 to this. Like maybe even the eye or whatever might come in there inside the dude's human body and like try to make a deal with the dude who runs the corporation or something. If it like lets him out, maybe it actually wants something, has some kind of ultimate goal or whatever, because it is super intelligent. I'm not sure. I like this show. Like I said, I don't love it. I don't see it lasting more than maybe 3 seasons at most. I'm not really sure how you could elongate this and keep this going, but for a first season, this was good. I liked it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.